What's going on, y'all? Back again. Gonna do a little video here on the importance of investing your money on a regular basis. They don't teach this in school. Nobody really teaches this unless you're searching for it, right? So if you're watching this video, you're probably searching for how can I build wealth, right? So a lot of people think that you need a lot of money, you need to start with a lot of capital in order to make a lot of money, right? But you don't have to. As long as you put time on your side, possibilities are endless. Of course, it'll vary depending on what you invest in, your risk tolerance, right? Risk tolerance, what you invest in, how much capital you set aside, right? So it varies from person to person, right? Like how bad do you want it, right? How bad do you want to build wealth, and how fast do you want to build it, right? And you do it to your own comfort levels. So, people always, people want to put a hard number on things. Like, just tell me how much I need to invest, or how much do I need to get this? How much do I need? Bro, no. You can't be thinking that way. You can't be thinking how much I need to get this, right? To get that. How much I need. Like, people want a concrete plan that is bulletproof, that is set in stone, that will happen the way it is laid out 100%. I'm here to tell you, no, you need to be dynamic with your plan. It's always evolving, always changing. There's always going to be changes, right? There's always going to be modifications to the plan. There's always going to be some sort of variable that needs to be changed, right? It's going to vary. So from person to person, it depends on your income, your debt, right? Your current situation, right? Anything can impact your plan. So one plan isn't fit for all. So, so a lot of people just think, oh man, I need to have a bunch of money to invest so I can make a lot of money, right? Not true, man. Not true at all. And the way you go about it is you got to just start small. Just start with something, man. Like, even if it's like $20 a month, right? You have to see it do something before you can actually have confidence behind it to keep doing it, right? The more you watch videos and the more you see people like, oh yeah, I build my wealth investing, blah, blah, blah. You're not actually feeling that because you're not experiencing it, right? You're thinking that say like somebody that's made like $1 million, right? That's invested over like 10 years, made $1 million. You're like, man, I can never do that, right? It's wrong, man. Everybody, especially if you live in America, especially, like, there should be no problem building $1 million worth of wealth. There should be no problem, man. It should be easy to build $1 million worth of wealth. The problem is up here. The problem is, like, people don't think that. It's very hard to conceive. And I was there. I used to be there. I'd say about 15 years ago, maybe 14 years ago, right around after the financial crash. I had no idea what a stock was. I had no idea how to invest. My first investment was real estate, and that was at the top of the 2008 financial crisis. I bought a house right at the top, way overpaid for it. Market was super hot. I had that. I was like, man, why? I was just like, everyone's making money. Let me just jump in and make some money. So I bought a house, crashed, right? Went through a bunch of foreclosures. I went through a foreclosure, repo of the car. I had so much debt, man. I was like debt ridden. Like, I was the poster child for what not to do, right? I had 2 cars on a loan. I had a house I couldn't afford. right? They pretty much paid me. The lenders paid me $3,000 to move into the house. I didn't even put a down payment down. That's how crazy that market was. Like, looking back now, it's like, man, if they're paying you to take on an investment, you know something is shady, right? Something is wrong, right? I was young at the time, didn't know. Dumb, stupid mistake. But I'm glad I made that mistake because I learned from it, right? It was a terrible time, financially. I was borrowing against my 401k because my car got towed, I remember, and I needed $1,000 to take it out of the tow yard. So I borrowed against my 401k to get my car out that I still had a car payment on. It's crazy, right? Like, and I've been there, man. It's wild. So, after all that happened, I was like, man, there's something I'm doing wrong here, right? So I discovered, someone helped me discover the stock market. Had some good people that I followed and just learned from and just built wealth, right? So that's what I'm saying is, like, it doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter, what's going on in your life or how far down bad you think you are. You can dig yourself out. And it just comes with a plan. You have a shit ton of debt. All right, cool. What debt is over 5%, right? Anything over 5%, you need to get rid of. I'd say even down to 4%. Anything over 4%, get rid of it as soon as possible. But I'd say 5% is a good solid number. 6%, any type of debt that's that high in interest rate, get rid of it. You need to pay. You don't even think about investing, because if you invest, you're just spinning your wheels, right? Your return, like say you get a 8% return on your money, that's barely covering your interest payment, right? So you gotta think. I gotta get rid of this debt. So get rid of that debt, right? If it's credit, especially credit card debt, you gotta get rid of that. Get it, hunker down, sell some shit, right? Just find a way to get rid of that debt, right? That is top priority. Otherwise, you're not gonna be able to move on. You're gonna be stuck, right? And that's on you. Who took out that debt? You did, right? So that's your problem. So you need to figure it out. Get a side job, make more income, get a promotion at work, do something to bring in more income. That's how you solve that problem. You bring in more income, you solve that debt, right? So that's step one. Once you get everything settled, you get your debt settled, you got it under control, you don't have to pay off everything. You don't have to pay off your house, you don't have to pay off, the house, keep that mortgage payment, It's actually better to have a mortgage, because you can use that money to make you more money, right? So you could get a better return on that money than you are paying that 2 to 3% mortgage payment, right? So let's start out small. You want to start investing small. The power of compound interest is amazing, right? You just keep investing and you keep growing, over time it will grow. And then, say you start with $20 a month, man. You start with $20 a month, you can grow it quickly. You'll start contributing more. You start seeing the performance, right? You're like, oh man, wow, in 2 years you're gonna be surprised. You're like, oh my god, I've only been putting this much a month and this is how much has grown. Wow. You put in more, right? And you think 10 years down the line is so far away, and I mean it is in a sense, but that time is going to pass regardless of what you do, right? So either A, you want to build some wealth in those 10 years, or B, you're still in the same position in 10 years, right? So just start parking some money aside. You don't play any risky shit, just don't play anything. You just invest it. You just buy an S&P 500 fund. If you like a little bit more risk, buy some crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum, read up on some crypto, maybe buy a couple other projects that you like, right? And just constantly invest in those. Dollar cost average every month. The more frequent, the better. It would smooth out the volatility, right? So if you buy, I'd suggest even every day if you can, but every week at least, drop some money in there, right? Have an auto deposit set up to buy consistently, right? So look down in my description. I got a thing for Voyager, like a referral. You know, you get $25 free Bitcoin. You know, if you sign up and deposit like, you know, a certain amount of money. So, you know, it'll help you out. Get started, right? Get that first $25 of Bitcoin, right? So do that. You know, just start off small. That's all I want to say. The power of compound interest is amazing, right? So, you know, I don't know. People make it more complicated than it seems. It really isn't that complicated. It really is that easy. So, just want to leave that with you. Just get started, man. Get started. You know, I see too many people just, you know, in debt. You know, just thinking they're stuck in that rat race, right? Just working until they die, and it's terrible. You know, it's terrible because you may think that it's just your circumstances that are causing this. They can influence it, but ultimately you have the control. Like, seriously, you know, I've lived it. You know, I've overcame it. I'm not gonna say it's easy. It's tough. It's definitely tough, and there's a lot of times where you're like, man, fuck this. I'd rather just live off debt, man. Fuck it. I'm not taking it with me anyways. But honestly, like, when you get to a point when you're financially free and you have enough wealth to just not have to work ever again, it's fucking amazing, man. Like, I can't even begin to portray how it feels to not have to work. You know, so you just have to get there, because anybody can talk about it. You know, anybody can talk about it. I just can't explain it. It's amazing to have that time, you know, especially if you got a family, man. Like, especially you got little kids. Like, I have a son, little kid, love the guy, you know. I see him whenever, right? You know, like, it's just like, you can't get those years back, man. So, you know, just saying, you want to start, see the performance, however long you need it. A couple months, a year, of $20 a month or whatever. But honestly, get to a point where you're putting as much as you can in there. Like, seriously, where it's becoming like, where your significant other is looking at you like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Or what the fuck are you doing, wife? Why are you putting all our money into this shit, right? Like, because I'm trying to build our wealth. Don't save it in a savings account. Any savings you got, take it all out except what you need for any immediate emergency. Put the rest into investments and just leave it there and just consistently invest. If you have a bunch of cash in your account, your bank account, it's going to waste. It's going to waste, man. So just want to say that. I hope that helps. Good luck. Subscribe for me, because I'll be posting more of these. I'm going to do this at least on a weekly basis, you know. So, you know, hopefully it helps. Ask some questions. I do have a course on yield farming. I got a Discord. You know, I show people how to yield farm and, you know, make a solid 4 to 5% a month. Like, that's like 50% a year. You know, APR in crypto right now. Like, that is where the opportunity is right now. And you can make so much money there. It's ridiculous. Like, crypto's here to stay. It's not going anywhere. It's too established right now. It's got its roots into everything now. So you'll see. But don't stand on the sidelines. Peace.